As we get ready to celebrate the Year of Faith, you might ask yourself, how do I share my spirituality? Well, Tim HORIHAN of St. Mary Parish in Westfield spreads God's message of love in many ways. Peggy Weber tells us more.
Tim HORIHAN of St. Mary Parish in Westfield is a busy man. He is a husband, father of 2 young boys, and an accountant. He has every excuse in the world to not get involved in evangelization efforts or parish ministry. But he does.
Christ puts you in the spot where you're worth his time. So it's worth it to, in whatever way God has gifted you, to go tell others about him.
Not only does he go tell others about him, he uses Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube as a way to tell others. He tapes the gospel and homily each Sunday at his parish and posts it on the parish YouTube site. He also is involved in St. Mary's Parish Council and their youth ministry program. And he has begun an upper room program that provides Bible study to teens. In addition, he has begun organizing a Men of St. Joseph ministry for the men in the parish. And he has started a praise, witness, and worship program that brings multi-generational Christian concerts to St. Mary's.
The rest of the secular world, the world that wants you to have nothing to do with God or church, is going to give you other answers if we as the church aren't there to feed the answers. Pope John Paul talked about this. He talked about bringing Christ into the workplace, bringing Christ into the town square, if you will, to tell people about him, to not be afraid. One of his best phrases was, "Do not be afraid."
Tim says he understands that it can be hard to take the initiative.
A lot of times as a laity, get something put on our mind, that little whisper by God to do something. And what a lot of times we do is we go and lay it at the feet of our pastor and say, hey, I think we should do X, Y, and Z. We should do this in youth ministry. Should we do this in adult faith formation? But I feel like is if God's put that on your heart, he's put it on your heart for you to do something with it.
The 36-year-old says he heard the call from God when he went to World Youth Day in Denver, Colorado in 1993.
I'm a Pope John Paul II generation, and like myself and many of my generation, he just motivated us and dropped that seed of faith. He was just a dynamic, charismatic Pope who just motivated the flock, and it stuck with me. I mean, I think in some ways, my faith was cemented. I kind of consider the God's kick in my pants that says, okay, get off the sidelines and get moving. You're in the game.
Tim also credits his parents, Kevin and Janet HORIHAN, for nurturing his faith. He grew up in St. John the Evangelist Parish in Agawam and graduated from St. Thomas School in West Springfield and Cathedral High School. He says he was involved in campus ministry at Nichols College in Dudley, Mass., where he studied accounting. He credits a lot of people for helping him to develop his faith and find the time to evangelize. However, ultimately, he recognizes his greatest help.
I have Christ, because where I'm weak, he's strong. He's the one who strengthens me to do what I need to do.
This young Catholic man loves spreading the faith through music, programs, and personal witness. He says he wears a wooden rosary bead around his neck and a woven one around his wrist to remind him of his commitment.
It's like 10 o'clock in the morning and I've realized, man, I've been horrible for the morning. And yeah, I either feel that rosary on my neck or I look down at my hand and okay, yep, all right, let's try that again. I mean, that's the greatest thing with our faith, is that we're able to try again.
As St. Mary's Parish in Westfield celebrates its 150th anniversary, the founders couldn't imagine that they would be promoting their parish via Facebook, YouTube, and other electronic devices. But they would rejoice in the dedication of their young parishioner who still shares their faith and commitment.
Tim wears his faith on his wrist, but he also radiates it in everything he does. He has a joy and a passion that are evident, and he says that he is trying hard to not only share his faith, but to live his faith.
You can't give to someone else what you don't have. You can't give people Christ if they can't see Christ within you, in the way you walk, in the way you talk, in the way you treat one another.
Tim says he gets his strength and courage from his faith. And it is clearly a faith he loves, and one that he definitely wants to share. For Real to Real, I'm Peggy Weber.